Hi, welcome back, or welcome. Today we're doing a bronzy summer look using all NARS products. Well, mostly all NARS products because I realized I'm missing a few items, but regardless, this is being called Latte makeup now. The power of words is amazing because really, it's just a bronzy summer look, or winter look, or whenever look. Doesn't matter. So let's get into it. Let's start with the eyes. I do have dark circles under my eyes, and I always like to go in with a color corrector to sort of mask that as much as possible before I go in with concealer. This is the NARS color corrector in, I believe it's light. I will check and I will link it down below. But I just put a little bit on where I have a lot of darkness. Like I have a lot, especially in the inner corner of my eye, and I like to brighten that up. So I'll start with that first. I'll use my Angie Hot and Flashy A50, I think it's a 501. I will link it down below, but this is one of the most perfect brushes I have discovered to apply concealer and corrector under the eye. So I'm tapping in and then flicking just so that I can push the product in as much as possible, get a nice thin layer, and then spread. Now I'm going to take the Creamy Radiant Concealer. This is in the shade Custard, and I'm going to put that on my lids for a nice base for our eyeshadow. I'm going to take a damp sponge and get that all over the lid. Moving on to the eyeshadow. Sometimes I do my eyes first, sometimes I don't. It depends on the day. This isn't going to be a crazy look, so I could have left it to the end, but I feel like getting the eyes done first. I'm excited about it. I love this look. It's classic. I think it suits most everybody if you use the right tones and the right depth of shadows. But overall, a bronzy, beautiful look, I think, is just flattering. I'm going to take my NARS gasmrising palette. I love this palette. It's absolutely gorgeous. Taking my Refer 15 brush, I'm going to go into this shade right here, 7 Heaven. Put it all over my crease area. And I have hooded eyes and deep set eyes. So I want to go above where this fold is right here so that the shadow peeks through, and it also gives the illusion of a bigger eye. Just getting that all over the crease area. I'm going to go in with a little bit more. I'm using a light hand. I always use a light hand. You can always deepen up a shadow, but it's hard to diffuse it. I mean, you can do it, but why go through the trouble? So when I get to the end here, I kind of flick outwards just to give it a nice outward shape. I'm going to use my Refer #1 brush if I can find it. Hold please. I found it. I'm going to go into this slightly deeper, slightly warmer brown. It's called Push It. Just get in there. So I'm just going to press the pigment where I want the most color payoff. And then I'll start blending it. Not all the way up. I'm kind of keeping it in my crease because I still want that transitional shade, that first shade that we use, 7 Heaven, to still peek through. So we get a nice gradient, but using all beautiful browns. And these just blend in so easily and so nicely. I love this palette, and I love these brushes. There is something to be said about using the right brush for what you want to achieve. And you know, it's trial and error sometimes. And you learn. There, I think I like that. I think I'm gonna stop there. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into my favorite shade in this palette. This is my Refer 21 brush. It's great for applying shimmery shadows to your mobile lid. It's nice and flat. I love this brush. So I'm gonna dip into this shade. It's called Galapagos. And just pack it on, not too much because I don't want too much fallout. However, if I do get any, it's okay because we haven't done the rest of our face. And that is the benefit of getting your shadows on first. Typically, with a shimmery shade, oh, this is not gliding on very well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get that to work. It looks a little bit dark in this particular corner here. As I was saying, typically, I would put a much lighter shade in the inner corner of my lid. Just brightens everything up. But today I wanted to try something new. A bit more, just to work this in. And I'm bringing it only up to here, and I'll go back in with this shade just to diffuse them. But I think I'm liking this. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with my Refer #1, and I'm just going to, without putting any more product on, just kind of melt where they meet, just melt those two shadows together so that there are no harsh lines. There. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be back. Okay, so I took a little bit more of that transitional shade and I added it in more in this inner corner here to diffuse that dark harsh line that we had. So I think that's working out a little bit better. The other thing about doing your eyes first is you don't really get the big picture, right? I always think my eyes look crazy when I do my shadow first because it's just a bunch of color sitting on your eye without the whole rest of the face being done. So every time I think I'm not gonna like an eye look I've done before the rest of my face, once I'm done, I end up really, really liking it. I do wanna add a little bit of brightness and shimmer just to the inner corner. So I'm going to grab, excuse me, I'm gonna grab my Refer, which one is this? This is the 12. It is a dense brush. And I'm going to go into this shade right here for just a little bit of brightness in the inner corner. My daughter is singing in her room. Can you hear this? Moving on to the base, I'm using the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I love this foundation. Kind of spread it all over, and then I go in with the sponge. Works better that way. sometimes different formulas depending on their viscosity and the way they lay down on the skin. You have to adjust the way you apply them too. Gives you a beautiful glow, and it truly is light reflecting. Really blend, make sure that it's nicely spread, pushed into the skin evenly. This is a beautiful everyday foundation. It gives you really nice coverage, a beautiful radiance, but it's not too heavy and it doesn't look makeup-y, if you know what I mean. I have the Radiant Creamy Concealer in 2 shades, Macadamia, which is very close to my skin color, and Custard, which is a little bit lighter just for some brightening. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to prep my lips. I always do this. I'm using the Ilia lip something. I can't remember. It's a lip scrub, but it's not, it doesn't have those particles in it. They're very fine. And by the time we get to the lips, our lips will be nicely soft and supple and ready for lip product. Okay, so I'm just placing a little bit where I think I need it most. I'm gonna go back in with my Angie Hot and Flashy. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I should not have put that shimmer in the inner corner. I should have left that till the end. I got excited, guys. So now that's kind of completely disappeared, and I hope it hasn't gotten into the under eye area. Notice some creasing. I think it's because, like I mentioned, I'm a little bit extra dry today. I'm really noticing a lot of creasing, which I normally don't get with this concealer. Either that or my wrinkles multiplied overnight. I'm not sure. It's one or the other, or both. Or both. I'm going to use Custard now, just to brighten a little and clean up these. And just clean up these edges. I don't want to add too much. Just want to clean this area up here. I'm using the same sponge I used for my foundation. There, that's looking a nice and bright and much cleaner. Now I'm gonna powder now. So I'm using the NARS powder that I used for my eyelids, for the under eye. And I'm just gonna lightly dust, lightly, just to set. And while I'm at it, I'm just gonna do the center of my face. Next up is the NARS Cream Bronzer in Laguna 2. It's beautiful, I love this. And I'm gonna use the same sponge that I use. I'm just gonna dip right in to the product, dab it on the back of my hand so that it's not too crazy. It spreads out evenly, and then I can go ahead and apply it to my cheeks. I'm using the flat. I have this blender that has a little bit of a flat side to it, which I like for applying cream bronzer, because I could just kind of go in with the edge, place it where I want to place it, and then start diffusing upwards. That's pretty. I haven't used this in quite some time and I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Because I keep buying shit. And then I forget about the stuff that I really, really love. So it's on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. You know? I'm going to do a video about that. This over purchasing, always looking for the next best thing, and then forgetting about all the amazing products that we already have. And then they just sit there all lonely in the drawer, waiting to be used, feeling like a discarded ex-girlfriend. I'm also going to go, this is a bronzy look, right? So I'm going to go extra bronze, and this is perfect for that. So I'm going to hit the forehead too. I'm also going to get the jawline just a little bit, just right here. Create a little shadow right there. I'm going to take the tip of this and just lightly contour my nose just a smidge. Just a little smidge. I'm going to use my finger to diffuse that. Now I'm going to set that cream bronzer with a powder bronzer. This is also in the shade Laguna, and it's matte. And we're just going to go take it on top. I know this seems like a lot, but we do want to have that bronzy glow, right? Okay. I'm just going to set lightly. There we go. We're looking very, very bronzy. Going to move on now to blush. Now here's the situation with the blush. I do have two NARS blushes. One is a cream, but probably from 1982. I'm going to use it though for science. I hope I don't break out. They do have a new blush that's out that I'm really considering buying. But again, back to that, I have blush for days, and I mean days, because it is the year of the blush after all. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. Okay, wish me luck. Oh, how pretty. It is really pretty. I need more. I mean, this is a bronzy look, but we do want to add a little bit of pink to that, right? Just a little bit of color. So, oh, I'm enjoying this immensely. I think this has convinced me. This is very old. I have to throw it out, but I don't want to. It's so gorgeous. Oh, I forgot to mention, it's the shade Orgasm. But you know what? Using this, I can imagine how gorgeous and amazing their new blushes, liquid blushes, are going to be. So I think I just convinced myself. I don't have a highlighter from NARS in my possession, so I think I'm going to go into the palette and just use this shimmery eyeshadow. Why not? Let's give it a shot. See what happens. I mean, not bad. If you're in a pinch. I mean, I do have highlighters, but I wanted to use all NARS today, so it is actually quite pretty. Do I need to lower my lights? Is it too bright? Please someone tell me in the comments section if you think this lighting setup situation is a problem. It might be, I'm not sure. Grab my Refer 03 brush. It's a little pencil brush like this. It's tiny, it's perfect for under the eye. I'm gonna mix both shades just to get a little bit of a deeper color and connect it to the outer shadow here. And I'm only gonna bring it 2/3 of the way in. For mascara, I thought I had my NARS Climax mascara, which is actually very, very good. I love it. But I don't seem to have it around. I probably threw it out because it's ancient. I'm going to use, the reason I picked this Dior Show mascara to use is because it's brown, and it's the only brown mascara that I have in my possession right now. I love brown mascara. I love the YSL Lash Clash. That would have been perfect for this look. They do have a brown, but it was out of stock for so long, and it just came back and I added it to my cart, but I have been hesitating checking out because I have so many more other products in there that I probably don't really need. So we're going to use this one today. Sorry, it's a little bit cheating. It's not NARS, but I do want to complete the look for you today. And this is a beautiful brown, actually. It's not too red of a brown. It's gorgeous. And I do like this formula. I forgot to curl my lashes. We're gonna skip that today, okay? Pretend I curled my lashes. It's not really showing up, is it? I might have to change course here and go for black. That's what I'm gonna do. YSL. I love this mascara. It's absolutely amazing in every way. So let's see if we can go over this and get a little bit more volume going. I'm quite surprised with that Dior. I wouldn't imagine that the color would affect the formula because I do love the black one. But perhaps it's because I didn't curl, and also I didn't prime my lashes, which I normally do, but I don't have a NARS lash primer. I do have the Dior lash primer, which I absolutely love and always use. Maybe I should have used it. It's all right. I think we can see. What a difference. I love it. Okay, I'm definitely picking up the brown in this formula. One hundo. The lip scrub that I put on is pretty much worn away right now, and my lips are feeling really soft. We have lips left, and I do have a NARS lip liner, but I don't think they make this shade anymore. It's Papua, but the formula is really great. So any, you know, brownie taupey color will do for this look. So let's get into the lips. I can't really talk on undoing it. So this is like got a little bit of a pink hue to it, but I'm just going overlining just a little bit under my lip. I'm gonna overline just a little bit at the top. Kind of go over that Cupid's bow just a little bit, gives me a little bit more plumpness. This is so old, and it's gliding like a dream, people. It's, these are fantastic. I'm gonna go in with the NARS liquid, creamy liquid lipstick in the shade Get It On. It's got a little bit of an orange to it now that I'm looking at it, but I think we can, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna feather in the liner just a little bit so the two shades can melt into each other a little bit better, so it doesn't seem so stark, too much of a difference between the two. I think it'll work out at the end of the day. I think this is perfect for this look. And there you have it. The NARS Latte. The thing I love about this latte trend is that really you can interpret it any way you'd like. You can add some sparkle, You cannot add some sparkle. You can make it all matte. Really, it's generally a bronzy brown smoky eye, you know, so you can play with it, do whatever you want. So I really do love it for that. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please do give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you're notified of my future videos. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.